Untuk makluman semua, program ini dijalankan bagi memberikan penerangan dan pendedahan yang lebih terperinci kepada para pelajar tentang peluang pengajian ke program Professional Accountancy di UiTM dan INTEC. Tanpa melengahkan masa, saya ingin menjemput Puan Putih Mariam, Koordinator Profesional untuk kongsikan maklumat yang lebih terperinci tentang program Professional Accountancy.
Okay, terima kasih.
Recording in progress.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. Thank you to the organizing committee. So, thank you also to all the Ketua Pusat Pengajian we have today from UiTM Kelantan, UiTM Terengganu, UiTM Kedah, UiTM Sabah, UiTM Johor, as well as all students of Faculty of Accountancy from your respective branch campuses. Okay, so for today's session, basically it'll be more of an awareness session on the professional programs that we have at UiTM, both at the Faculty of Accountancy as well as at INTEC. Okay, so for this morning's session, I'll have Encik Arif to assist me with sharing the slides for my presentation. Okay, so if at any time, if you have a question, please do not hesitate. You can ask in the group chat and we will respond to you from there.
Alright, good day. Assalamualaikum. You see my slide?
Yes. Okay, so what we have here is the professional pathway at the Faculty of Accountancy, a journey to dual qualifications. Okay, so I understand here today we have students from both the diploma program and the degree program. Okay, so here what we want to share is once you complete your studies, what's next? Okay, so so as you are aware, it is the government's agenda to have 60,000 chartered accountants come 2030 in about 9 years' time. Okay, so how do we get to that 60,000? Okay, so think about it where you are now in your probably just starting your degree or in your final year diploma or final year degree. Okay, then after that you can continue with your professional qualifications, which take about 1 to 2.5 years. Then you have your 3 years relevant working experience. And then that is where you contribute to becoming a chartered accountant. Okay, so for today's session, what we want to share is on the different pathways that we have. So hopefully, upon completing your diploma or degree, if you would like to continue with professional qualification, you can always continue it at UiTM, whether at the Faculty of Accountancy or at INTEC. Okay, next, Arif. Okay, so first here, I'd like to share with what is the existing professional pathways that we have at the Faculty of Accountancy at campus UiTM Shah Alam and Puncak Alam. Okay, so we have here 4 different pathways, which is the DIA Fast Track. Then we also have the Jurusan Perakaunan Professional from matriculation. We also have the Bachelor Professional Pathway, as well as the MSMA program. Okay, so for the first one, which is the Diploma in Fast Track, DIA is where students complete a 2-year diploma. Upon completion, students will progress to take their professional papers. Okay, so currently we are offering the ACCA professional qualification, and also in the pipeline is the MECPA professional qualification. Okay, then next we have the Jurusan Perakaunan Professional. This is where from previously there was what we refer to as metrics perdana, jurusan perakaunan. So that is for the conventional, the JP Pro. Okay, so for JP, for the bachelor program, what we have now at UiTM Puncak Alam is the bachelor professional pathway. Okay, so the bachelor professional pathway is where during your degree studies, you will study concurrently your degree plus some professional papers. Okay, so currently what we have here, we have the ACCA professional qualification. Okay, so this is whereby students in degree students have to take 4 more ACCA papers. Okay, so from semester 5 up till semester 8, they will take 1 paper per semester. Okay, so what happens here is upon completion of your degree, you actually have 2 qualifications, which is your bachelor as well as your ACCA. Okay, then the second professional pathway is the CIMA A-Star pathway. The CIMA A-Star pathway is whereby students in part 8, okay, so during your final semester, you will start to study the final paper of CIMA, which is the strategic case study. Okay, so you will do that concurrently. So upon completing your bachelor, you will have both your bachelor plus your CIMA qualification. Okay, and another one here is those intending to pursue postgraduate studies after your bachelor. Okay, so we also have the Masters in Strategic Management Accounting, okay, our MSMA program. So this is a master's program that upon completion of the master's program, you will have dual certification of your master's plus the CIMA qualification. Okay, so similar to the CIMA A-Star program, MSMA students will take the final CIMA paper, which is the strategic case study paper. Okay, so this is just to share with you the professional pathway we have at the Faculty of Accountancy. Okay, next please. Okay, so here this is going a breakdown of your bachelor studies. Okay, so to the bachelor students, okay, so what we were talking about just now on the professional pathway. Okay, so as you can see, this is your current program structure, right? Okay, whereby it is a 4-year program, and depending from your prior qualification, you might have joined from part 1 or part 3. Okay, and then upon completion of your industrial placement at part 8, then that is where you are awarded with your degree. Okay, so then we also have alternative pathways. Okay, so alternative pathways is like what I mentioned earlier, incorporating professional studies, professional papers during your degree. Okay, so if you can see there from part 5 onwards. So for the professional pathway there, what we have there currently is CIMA, ACCA, and in the pipeline MICPA as well. Okay, so currently for the ACCA cohort, okay, so for those who have at Puncak Alam, those who have opted for the professional pathway, in part 5, part 6, part 7, and part 8, they will take an additional paper, which is the ACCA paper. Okay, or if we're talking about the CIMA professional pathway, this is whereby at part 8, they already start their SCS classes. Okay, and then there is also the industry mode, whereby the bachelor program has also been approved to run via the industry mode, which is the 3U1I, 3 years at the university and 1 year at the industry. Next, please. Okay, so just to sum up what we have, okay, so for the Bachelor of Accountancy, the alternative pathways. Okay, so firstly was the conventional pathway. Conventional pathway is where you take your Bachelor of Accountancy, and when you complete, you will be awarded with your Bachelor of Accountancy. Okay, but then we also have the professional pathway. So professional pathway, whereby when you graduate, you will have your bachelor plus a professional qualification. Okay, and we also have the 3U1I mode, whereby 3U1I mode, it will be the same, the 1 year at the industry, you will also be taking professional papers. Okay, so with that, the industry mode, you have your additional industrial experience, you have your bachelor, as well as your professional qualification. Okay, so just to sum up, this is for the Bachelor of Accountancy professional pathway when we were talking about dual qualification just now. So for the BACC here, what you have is the first option is if you opt for the CIMA A-Star program. So CIMA A-Star program is where you take that final CIMA SCS paper in semester 8. So upon completion, you have both your CIMA qualification and your bachelor. Whereas those who have opted to sit for the ACCA, you will take 4 papers beginning your semester 5, and upon completion, you will have both your ACCA qualification and Bachelor of Accountancy. Okay, and then after that, we have the ACCA, UiTM, entry route after diploma or bachelor. Okay, so as I mentioned at the first slide that we are talking about dual qualifications. Okay, so if you were to take ACCA, this is the dual qualification that you would have. So those coming from the diploma route, you would have your diploma, and then when you continue on with the ACCA, so you will have at the end of your studies both a diploma and also your professional qualification. Okay, so for the diploma in accountancy, generally accounting diploma holders will have to take 10 ACCA papers. Okay, but as a UiTM diploma in accountancy graduate, if you have graduated from year 2020 onwards, okay, I believe this includes you as well, who will be graduating in the near future, you will be exempted from 1 paper. So that means you have 9 papers to complete prior to getting your professional qualification. Okay, and for the Bachelor of Accountancy students, you will have to take what we call the strategic professional papers. Okay, so ACCA does not award exemption for the strategic professional papers for any institution. So basically, you'll have to finish the last 4 papers. Okay, so you have your BACC plus the 4 papers. So it will result in you having the ACCA qualification and your Bachelor of Accountancy. Arif, next please. Okay, and then after that, we also have the postgraduate program. Okay, so at UiTM, we offered several at the faculty, we offered master's program as well as PhD program. Okay, so one of the master's program is the Masters in Strategic Management Accounting, the MSMA program. So in order for you to join, so for those of you who are already in your bachelor, if you intend to continue with postgraduate studies after this, if you would like your bachelor, a master's degree, and also a professional qualification, then do consider the MSMA program, okay? Because again, the MSMA program will give you your master's qualification as well as the CIMA qualification, whereby you are required to attempt the final SEMA strategic case study paper. Okay, so for today's sharing session, what we like to share more about is on the ACCA program, whereby both us at the Faculty of Accountancy as well as at INTEC, we offer the ACCA program. Okay, so here, why ACCA? So the ACCA qualification is the world-leading accountancy qualification for aspiring financial professionals, providing students with the skills, knowledge, and values to have successful careers and lead the organizations they work with into the future. Okay, so with more than 200,000 members and 500,000 students in 176 countries. Okay, so why ACCA? What we're trying to show you here is it is a professional qualification and it is a global qualification. Okay, so meaning to say that your career prospects will be very much wider by having this professional qualification. Okay, so let me share with you the ACCA qualification journey. Okay, so for you to become a chartered accountant, you have to possess these 3 E's. Okay, so these 3 E's are your exams, experience, and ethics. Okay, so exam, experience, and ethics. So at the university, this is where it is for you to achieve the first E, which is to pass all your professional exams. Okay, so if you can see here, what we have is at the ACCA qualification is in 3 levels, which is first the applied knowledge, then you move on to your applied skills, and finally it is the strategic professional. Okay, so for applied knowledge, this would be for usually for students who come in from a different type of, from a different field, okay, they would start there at the applied knowledge. Okay, but for today's session, for both the diploma and bachelor students, okay, so for the diploma in accountancy, you will start at the applied skills level. Okay, so applied skills level there, you see we have the taxation, performance management, audit and assurance, corporate and business law, financial reporting, and financial management. Okay, so for the diploma in accountancy, as I mentioned, we have one paper here being exempted. Okay, so the paper that is being exempted is the taxation paper. Okay, so meaning to say you will not have to sit for the taxation exam, but instead you only have 5 applied skills paper. Okay, and then next is on the strategic professional. So at the strategic professional, we have 2 essential papers, which is the strategic business leader, as well as the strategic business reporting. And then you are required to pass 2 out of the 4 options available. So the options are advanced audit and assurance, advanced financial management, advanced performance management, and advanced taxation. Okay, so from here, what you can see is I think you can already map it with what you're currently learning. For example, the FAR code. So the FAR codes here, this is representing your what you will learn from your FAR codes will later be used in both financial reporting and strategic business reporting. And then you also have, I believe, your math codes. So in your math codes, you have both management accounting as well as finance modules, right? So this is here your performance management, your financial management, as well as at the strategic level, it's your advanced financial management and advanced performance management. Then you have your tax code and your audit code, so you can see it being mapped here. Okay, so that being said, what I want to also mention here is for the ACCA qualification, it's not about learning a new subject or a new paper each semester. No, but it's actually a development from one stage to another. Okay, so as you go along, what you can see is you will go in depth on that particular topic. Okay, so for example, if you know your financial reporting, your FAR codes. Okay, so for the bachelor students, your FAR codes is actually comprehensive that you are awarded the exemption for financial reporting. Okay, so because in the financial reporting modules, example, you learn on preparation of consolidated financial statements, accounting for non-current assets. So all that has already been covered in your bachelor studies. Okay, so when you take your strategic business reporting, it's not going to be a new chapter, but it's actually going to go more in detail on it. Okay, so probably last time you learned on the basic group, but now you learn on piecemeal. Okay, so at the strategic level, it also incorporates current issues such as digitalization, even on this pandemic, okay, how COVID-19 actually affects, it is actually being incorporated into the syllabus. Okay, so any current issue, professional papers pick it up much faster, okay, as it will be very relevant when you actually start working. Okay, so that is for the first E on exams. Okay, and then the second E that you will also complete during your studies is on ethics. Okay, so as you can see there, we have the ethics and professional skills module. Okay, because remember, as an accountant or a future accountant, you are accountable to your stakeholders. Okay, so at ACCA, there is a separate module for you to complete. The EPSM module is a self-learning module. Okay, so although it can be completed anytime prior to becoming a chartered accountant, ACCA strongly recommends for you to complete your EPSM before continuing with the strategic professional papers. Okay, so reason being, at the strategic professional level, you have what is called professional marks. Okay, so how do you gain these professional marks? Part of it would be the knowledge that you have gained through completing the EPSM module. Okay, and then for the final E is your experience. Okay, so to become a chartered accountant, you would need 3 years working experience. Okay, so with that triple E, you will get your full membership of the ACCA qualification. Next, please, Arif. Okay, so now what we want to share is on the ACCA Accelerate program for UiTM degree students only. Okay, so have you heard about ACCA Accelerate? Okay, so ACCA Accelerate here is basically during your bachelor studies, you enroll with ACCA. Okay, so here registration is open for semester 4 students as well as semester 8 students. Students that already complete their degree will not be entitled for the Accelerate program benefit. Okay, so here, if you know that you want to pursue ACCA upon completion of your studies, this is where you should really pay attention to this ACCA accelerated scheme. Okay, so why? Because there are several benefits here, which is first, the discounted registration fee, discounted exemption fee, the annual subscription fee being waived during your duration of degree study, as well as the ability to sit for ACCA strategic professional exams before graduation. Okay, so ACCA Accelerate is awarded to certain selected universities who have gotten the full exemption. Okay, so as mentioned earlier on, for bachelor students at UiTM, you will get the full exemption of the applied knowledge and applied skills, which only leaves you with the strategic professional level. Okay, so during your studies, if you were to register, we'll see shortly the breakdown on the benefits that you gain if you were to register while you are still a student. Okay, next please. Okay, so here, let me show you a table on the fees comparison. Okay, so the first column there, standard fees. Standard fees is assuming I've completed my degree and I now want to pursue ACCA. Accelerated fees there is while I am a bachelor student, I register with ACCA via this Accelerate scheme. Okay, so you can see the difference there. First is registration fees. Registration fees, instead of the £89, currently £89, the current Accelerate fees is £20. Okay, then after that we have subscription fees. Okay, so like any other membership, you would have to pay your annual subscription fees. So for the standard fees, it's £112 currently. Okay, but for Accelerate fees, you can see there it is zero because it is waived throughout your study duration. Okay, so even if you've registered at semester 4 or semester 8, during that period, your subscription fees is waived. Okay, so imagine how much savings you have there. Okay, and finally, so this is where the biggest chunk is, which is your exemption fees. Okay, so when you register with ACCA, when you are awarded with an exemption, you have to pay for that paper being exempted. Okay, and exemption fees here, how much is the exemption fees for each paper? It is roughly the cost of the exam fees itself. Okay, so as you can see there, currently for applied knowledge, where you will be exempted from the 3 papers, that's about £258. And then your applied skills level, this is the one I was talking about. You have there on law, taxation, performance management, financial reporting, audit and assurance, and financial management. Okay, so the exemption for applied skills is approximately £684. Okay, so in total there, we can see there that it's going to be about £900, okay, of for your exemption fees. Okay, so assuming you were to register with ACCA upon completion of your studies, upfront, you would have to pay already approximately £1,143, which is about £6,286.50. Okay. So now let's look at the Accelerate fees. Okay, so registration there we see heavily subsidized from 89 to 20. Subscription fees need not pay throughout your duration. And your exemption fees. So exemption fees there, currently it is a blanket rate of £25 per paper. So you can see the difference there. Which would give a total of £225. Okay, so that's a £717 savings. Okay, so you can see the difference there. In total, what you would have to pay is the £20 upfront with the exemption fees. So you would have to spend about ringgit So that is slightly over 5,000 ringgit of savings. Okay, and apart from that, what we can see there is you have 1 year from your date of graduation to pay for your discounted exemption fees and enjoy this savings. Okay, so what they're trying to show you here is you need not pay the exemption fees upfront as compared to those who are registering later on. Okay, so you see that if you have 1 year from your date of graduation, so what you can see is if you finish, once you finish your degree, if you continue with ACCA straight away, it will take 1 year for you to complete, whereby you take 2 papers per semester. So it could be even you complete your ACCA only, you have to pay this exemption fees. Okay, so this is the ACCA Accelerate registration process. Okay, so pre-registration here, what you have to do is to obtain your Accelerate letter, where you would have to check with the KBP or coordinators to obtain your ACCA Accelerate letter. You'll need to get the Accelerate discount code. Okay, so if you are interested, please, you can inform in the chat box and I can get back to you from there. Okay, then here you might need to meet certain conditions set by UiTM to obtain the Accelerate letter. The Accelerate offer is linked to your graduation date. If your graduation date is deferred, you may need to submit a new Accelerate letter. Okay, so here what we're seeing is the ACCA Accelerate form is actually unique to a certain semester. Okay, so that's why we have to ensure that when you register, you are registering with the correct form. Okay, so register for ACCA with the Accelerate code and make payment. So what payment we make is just that first payment, your registration payment. Okay, which is the one that is currently £20. Okay, then okay, do you have a question there? Okay, so then post-registration, so once you've graduated, then you have to submit your graduation documents in order to be entitled for the discounted exemptions, you know, the one reduction, the significant reduction to £25. So remember to send your official degree transcript and certificates to ACCA within 1 year, and your exemption fees will be reflected in an invoice in your My ACCA. You have 1 year from your date of graduation to pay your discounted exemption and enjoy the savings. Okay, so discounts will expire automatically 1 year after your degree graduation. So make sure to actually enjoy that benefit, to enjoy that 5,000 ringgit savings to actually pay within the stipulated period. Okay, next please. Okay, so now I'm going to basically conclude the ACCA program at UiTM, what we offer at the Department of Professional Accounting Studies at UiTM Shah Alam. Okay, so for both the diploma as well as the bachelor students, once you've graduated from your program, so if you were to continue with us, so this is what we have. Firstly, those coming from the bachelor route. So for the bachelor route, with the full exemption, you are going to have a remaining 4 papers to complete, which is the strategic professional level, your 2 essential papers, as well as the 2 of the 4 options. Okay, and then after that, we have here, so expected 1 year study duration, whereby each semester you'll be taking 2 papers. And here for the bachelor students, enjoy greater discounts if you were to enroll as an ACCA Accelerate student prior to completion of your bachelor. So for the bachelor program at UiTM, we offer both full-time mode and part-time mode. Okay, so full-time mode is the one you take 2 papers per semester, but for part-time mode, you will take 1 paper per semester as classes are offered on weekend. Okay, and then next is from the diploma. Okay, so diploma graduates, when you join ACCA, you have 9 papers to complete, which is 5 applied skills papers and the same 4 strategic professional papers with the TX exemption. Okay, so for the applied skills level at UiTM, we only offer full-time studies. We do not offer part-time for the applied skills level. So for the IA students, if you were to complete the whole study full-time, it would take you 2.5 years, where you average you take 2 papers per semester and left with 1 paper in your final semester. Okay, so how to apply to UiTM? Okay, so here, this is where you have to apply. Application into the department is via online.uitm.edu.my. Our intakes are done twice a year, which is the January intake as well as the July intake. Okay, so for the July 21 sessions, we've already closed our applications. So the next available intake is the January 2022 intake, whereby the application will open in September till October this year. Okay, so for the July intake, if you are interested in the July intake later on, July intake, typically the application opens around March, that March of that same year. Okay, so then this is one of the favorite questions, which is funding options. Okay, so here what we say is at UiTM, we do not provide the funding to you, but it is the student's own responsibility to apply for this funding. So the funding options that we have at UiTM, first is the MARA Pro P funding. Okay, and then next one is the PTPTN, whereby for both students coming from the diploma route and the degree route, PTPTN funding is offered. And then we also have the Yayasan Peneraju top-up program, whereby we have those coming from the diploma can apply, as well as from the degree route can also apply. Okay, and then at UiTM itself, we have UiTM Study Grant, whereby this is for exam fees only. Okay, so the UiTM Study Grant program is basically awarded to existing students. Okay, so there are several criteria to fulfill. So upon fulfilling that, if your study grant application is successful, what happens is your next exam fee or fees will be paid will be paid by UiTM, not by yourself. Okay, so you saw just now roughly how much is an exam fees. Okay, it's now about £114 and above. Okay, so yeah, it will be paid by UiTM. Okay, so with that, I believe that that's from my part. And then now I believe I'll pass it over back to Encik Arif and also others at INTEC. Thank you.
Okey, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Puan Putih Mariam di atas perkongsian sebentar tadi. Okey, seterusnya kami ingin berkongsikan juga beberapa perkongsian daripada pelajar-pelajar yang sudi menceritakan sendiri tentang pengalaman mereka sebagai pelajar program profesional. Jom kita sama-sama saksikan apa kata mereka. Saya serahkan kepada Puan Normaswati.
Hi, my name is Samiha. I'm an ACCA affiliate at INTEC Education College.
So why I choose ACCA rather than degree? Because ACCA is more flexible compared to degree. It's 100% mark on final paper, so there is no carry mark on any assignments. It's either you pass or fail. It only depends on the final examination. It's hard, but it's really worth it. Here in INTEC, lecturers are very qualified. They have a lot of strategy to make sure that you get the skills to tackle the question and pass with flying colours. Also, at professional level paper, we get to choose an option paper to specialise on it. So I choose the option paper that have the global passing rates low compared to others. So means that it's very hard to pass, but I managed to pass the paper in the first attempt with the help of lecturers and friends. ACCA is not for a good grade student only. It's all about the hardworking, passion and dreams. So good luck.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Fatin Farhana, alumna of UiTM Segamat Johor. I took my ACCA in INTEC Education College in Shah Alam. INTEC is a very good institution to pursue professional papers as it is approved as platinum. The lecturers are very kind and helpful. They are also supportive and positive, which is an important element to complete your journey in ACCA. Last but not least, I admit ACCA is tough, but trust me, it is doable.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, I am Asrina, graduated from INTEC in April 2021 and currently working as Audit Associate in KHRKL. Then I decided to further ACCA at INTEC to equip myself with better knowledge for work improvement performance and career advancement. Furthering study in INTEC was a good decision made as clear suggested path and continuous support were provided by lecturers, student society and friends. Due to MCO, classes were conducted virtually. It was very challenging at first to adapt with the situation. However, continuous support and reminders from lecturers always be on track and achieve my dream to complete the journey. I would like to encourage everyone to further in this.
Assalamualaikum, nama saya Muhammad Atik bin Azri, merupakan External Auditor di Ernst & Young. Saya ialah kepasangan graduat Ijazah Sarjana Muda Perakaunan di UiTM Kampus Puncak Alam, Selangor. Saya juga merupakan bekas penuntut di INTEC Education College, Shah Alam dalam pengajian ACCA. Sebab utama mengapa saya pilih ACCA kelayakan profesional saya adalah kerana saya yakin pada kebolehpasaran sijil profesional ini di alam pekerjaan, khususnya dalam sektor pekerjaan perakaunan profesional. Sewaktu pengajar saya di INTEC Education College, suasana pembelajaran dan juga tenaga pengajar yang berkaliber di sana amat membantu saya untuk memastikan saya lulus peperiksaan. Jadi saya harap lebih ramai orang di luar sana sahut cabaran untuk mengambil sijil kelayakan profesional ACCA ini supaya kita lebih bersedia dalam alam pekerjaan. Itu.
Okay, terima kasih Puan Nurmaswati. Baiklah, kita akan teruskan dengan sesi terakhir, sesi yang amat penting untuk para pelajar menentukan langkah yang seterusnya bagi mengikuti program ini. Saya ingin menjemput Encik Muhammad Arif Abdul Rahman, Ketua Program ACCA dan ACA ICAEW INTEC Education College untuk memberikan penerangannya selanjutnya.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning. Okay, so I'm presenting INTEC Education College ACCA program, and we have program at UiTM as mentioned by Puan Putih, and now we are presenting ACCA program at INTEC Education College. Just to share to you, INTEC Education College is considered as a UiTM private education. Okay. So, okay, build your future education at INTEC Education College. Okay, myself, I'm Muhammad Arif bin Abdul Rahman. I'm the head of program for professional accounting at INTEC Education College. With my colleagues, Puan Osmawati, our head of students admissions. I will pass to Puan Osmawati later. Okay, so where is INTEC? So INTEC is located at section 17. And nearby in section 18 will be your residential. That means that your hostel. Okay, we have two hostel in section 18 and section 6, but our prioritize will be on section 8, and then will be there. Next will be under section 6. Okay, is nearby 17 and 18 is like less than 10 minutes or 5 minutes driving to INTEC Education College in Shah Alam. Okay, so this is a journey of our INTEC from Khusus Persediaan 1982 and the name change. Then we go to College Pengajian Persediaan in 1985, Pusat Pendidikan Persediaan, Persediaan Luar Negara, International Education Center, International Education College. But now in 2012 until now, the name of our INTEC we consider as INTEC Education College. And we are the pioneer for pre-universities, diploma and professional accountancy program, produce more than 50,000 well-rounded graduate and outstanding professionals. And INTEC Education also known as UiTM Private Education. So this is our facilities of INTEC. We have computer lab. Just to share to you, just now Puan Putih mentioned, is very crucial now. All ACCA paper now will be computer-based exam. There will be no based. That means from fundamental level until the professional level papers, all will be computer-based exam. So we have computer lab, so at least students can practice to do exercise, tutorial, exam using the computer to practice them the environment of exam. So we have computer lab, and you also have library, Islamic center, transportation, crucial because to will you from the hostel to INTEC, and a great hall, sport facilities, because although we are the INTEC Education College, we see all the tournament. Like for instance, in UiTM, you call as a charisma, right? Charisma, Sukip, and so on. But for INTEC itself, we're able to join all the IPT, KPT tournament as well, such as Sukip. Hostel, okay, the hostel is different. The concept of the hostel, maybe most of campuses, the hostel is like a room, right? One room for like 2 students and so on. But this is like more on like house. In one house, you have 2 rooms, all right? So total number of students in for one house is 4 students. That means ada 2 bilik. So you have that for studies. Lepas tu ada pantry, kitchens and so on. So at least convenience lah for you to study and so on. For 4 students only. And the difference here is, for this hostel, kalau macam in UiTM, you must be active. You must get the chalk lah, kad merah lah, all these things. But for INTEC, it's an optional. That means you need to worry in terms of the merit of activities. You able to register, apply for INTEC. It's not compulsory, but we open. That means if you want to apply, and insyaAllah, we have space for you in INTEC, residential area in section 18. Next, gymnasium. So we also offer like 4 types of programs under pre-universities, A-levels, American degrees, diploma, professional accountancy, and short course certificate. Okay, but for today's session, I'm only focusing on professional accountancy, which is ACCA and ICAW. The reason, because from diploma, I believe in this session now, you have your diploma and degree. For those from diploma, you can straight continue to ACCA. For those from degree, you can continue ACCA and ICAW as well. Okay, so I will explain further what is in ACCA and ICAW in INTEC. So, we start to introduce professional accounting program in March 9, 2015. In 1 year, INTEC achieved gold status by ACCA, and in 2017 we have achieved platinum status. This is one of the fastest institutions in the world to achieve platinum status. Have awarded platinum and come to INTEC and issue a platinum status to INTEC. So the culture of the excellence makes the INTEC can achieve platinum in 2 years due to the high achiever, top scorer for individual papers, high passing rates, and students can involve in activities, space, personal development. Personal development, I will explain that later. Nurture development programs, equip with all the computer skills and other skills as well. And you also produce a lot of prize winners. Okay, so this is the road to success. In INTEC, we focusing on a small class size. And not only that, we monitor the students' performance. Although ACCA have no carry mark, I repeat, ACCA have no carry mark, is 100% focused on the final exam. However, in INTEC, we believe that we need to monitor in terms of the performance of the students. We do a continuous assessment. We have progress test 1, progress test 2, mock exam 1, and mock exam 2. The reason to have all these assessments, so at least the lecturers can know where is your weaknesses and try to take corrective action and to improve the students' performance by telling you what you have to correct and to improve you for your final. So it's very important, this continuous assessment. Not only that, we also report you on the attendance and the progress. If you are sponsored students, so we will report you to the sponsors, and we also issue a attendance monitoring, because we also issue a warning letter for those that didn't attend to the class, and the warning letter will be CC'd to parents as well. So this is the reason we do all this, because we want to make sure that you have a discipline in studying the professional accounting. Class is very important. Me, I'm a lecturer as well. Attendance is very important, because when you miss one class, a lot of things that you need to cover, you know, because this is a professional level. So I believe the discipline is very important to pass this professional accounting papers. And in INTEC, we have high contact hours. I will explain this after this regarding the high contact hours. Okay, in INTEC, we are not focusing on the academic only, but we want to equip the students with all the skills before you go for your job. All right, we do a personal branding talk. We invite industries to give a sharing session. And not only that, sorry. Okay, we also have an event sponsorship that students can involve, like Young Challenge, CEO Challenge, mock interview. We invite the big four big four firms and other companies outside to come and do a mock interview with our students. And they are students that have been offered a conditional offer letter at their final semester students. And not only that, students also can join case study competition. And we do a lot of technical talks, sharing session about standards, about audit, about IT, integrating reportings, and other sharing session as well. And for those that enter INTEC, you will not have an ACCA certificate only. We also can issue you ICDL certificate, which is an international certificate that involves digital skills that I will explain after this. Okay, now, what the difference between others, we are not offering ACCA only. We, at the same time, we also is an accredited test center. Students that enter to INTEC, you will go through like a 4-module exam, such as financial spreadsheet or advanced presentation, online collaboration, cyber security. Maybe students can also search in the website later, ICDL. ICDL is a digital skills certificate for students. So once you take the exam, you go through the classes and you take the exam of that particular ICDL, and you can get the certificate. It's a very value added for you all. At least you can put in your resume as well for your work. And not only on resume, is for you to prepare digital skills in the market later. Next, INTEC also have produced a lot of prize winners, 33 for CAT programs, 25 ACCA and CFAP 2. So this is during the top achiever ceremonies. These all students have achieved prize winners. What is prize winners? Prize winners means that the students have achieved the highest mark in Malaysia or the highest marks in the world for several subjects. There are students that get highest mark in the world for financial reporting. There are students that got the second highest in the world, first in Malaysia for audit papers. So cross subject, most of the students have achieved the prize winner. Total 60 students have achieved in 5 years. From 2015 until now, we have produced more than 60 students. So this is a wall of fame. This is all the students that have achieved prize winners, cross subject, cross program from CAT, ACCA, and most of the subject from fundamental level to professional levels. I mean, most of the papers, students able to achieve highest mark in Malaysia or in the world in INTEC. So this is a students' activity. As you can see here now, for final semester students, we do an INTEC Career Week. So students, we were exposed with all companies. We do collaboration with Perkesor and other big fours like EY, KPMG, Deloitte, and PwCs and so on, because we want to equip you for all the skills, and we do mock interview as well. And we also do an industrial visit to Deloitte, to PwC, and Salihin Firm, MIA. All this because we want to give a very great exposure for you. And we do classes, sharing session on standard in one of the firm. So this is all the students' activity. But due to this MCO, we want to maintain the momentum of all these activities, the exposure. We do also like a Zoom online sharing session. We collaborate with UM, and we do like, for this is ICW, as you can see in the screen. So we do like a sharing session on accounting skills and other skills as well through Zoom. Due to this MCO, we cannot do any industrial visit, but we maintain the program by doing through online. So at least the students can have the exposure, although you can go to for industrial visit face to face. Okay. Now, let's join and think future, think INTEC. So I would like to explain the route. For today, I believe I'm focusing more on diploma of accounting. Those that from diploma, you will go straight to applied skills. If you are from bachelor accounting, you got 9 exemptions for your ITM. So you go straight for strategic professional. By mentioned by Puan Putih just now, for those that from diploma accounting that graduated 2020 onwards, you can get 4 exemption. Congratulations, UiTM, because not all universities can get 4 exemptions, but for UiTM, you can get 4 exemption, including tax paper. That's great. So when you go to the applied skills, from 6 paper, you take 5 only, but for degree, you straight take professional levels. But not only that, for degree students, you also can opt for ICAW programs. Okay, so this is the intake for INTEC and your ITM. The difference for INTEC, you have 4 sessions. Means that if you have graduated, you have completed your degree or your diploma, maybe on August. So you have the opportunity to continue your ACCA on the September intake, example. So we have January, we have April, we have July, and we have September. All right. For September intake, our class start on October. So you have time. There are students that they have complete the program on July or August for their degree, but they want to continue immediately. So INTEC can equip that because we have 4 intakes. If not, you have to wait until January because your ITM, the intake is only on January and July. So you have an option to choose. If you prefer January, so you have choice. You can take INTEC or your ITM. If you want July, you can choose as well, INTEC or your ITM. But for those want to enter early, such as maybe you complete your program by March, so you don't want to wait for July, so you can join April intake with INTEC. So we have 4 intake. So mode of studies. When you enter to INTEC, you have 2 mode of studies. Either you can join as a full-time programs or as a modular courses. Okay, just to recall what Puan Putih mentioned just now. You have an option. If you are from number one, if you are from diploma, if you complete your diploma, so you have choice to continue your degree or you can continue your ACCA, either one. If you want to continue your degree, then you can proceed to your ITM. If you want to continue ACCA, you have choice either your ITM or INTEC based on intake just now. And not only that, for those for degree as well, you have choice. Either you want to proceed for ACCA in UiTM or INTEC, but degree students, most of them maybe they want to work. Because they want to work, so they can join the weekend class. If you want full-time, you can also join full-time class. So we have provided 2 mode of studies, full-time and modular courses. Both still ACCA, but the classes will be held on either weekdays or weekends. Okay, I believe for degree students especially, as mentioned by Puan Putih, in semester 5, all right, if you are degree students, if you are before the semester 5, you obtain a certain criteria, which is 3.5, you able to register for accelerate programs or accelerate classes with UiTM Puncak Alam. So you can take your degree parallel with the ACCA program. That means for those that semester 5 and semester 6, you can't register with INTEC. If you want to take the ACCA class during your semester 5, you have to register the ACCA class at UiTM Puncak Alam for that particular ACCA class. However, if you are in degree students, if you are in semester 7 or semester 8 during your internship, you just start to register the ACCA class, then you're able to register with INTEC. Okay, I want to remind that for this mode for full-time and modular. So I will explain on the full-time programs. Okay, for those that from diploma route, you will get exemption 3. But good news for UiTM, as I mentioned, if you graduated 2020 onwards, you get an extra additional exemption, which is taxation. Diploma students, congratulations, your UiTM have obtained the exemption for taxation. So you only will take 5 papers: business law, performance management, financial reporting, audit insurance, and financial management. This is for diploma, and then you will continue with your strategic professional, 2 papers plus 2. All right. Both is professional level options, and you have to take MPU papers. It's a compulsory subject. Why? Our ACCA program is equivalent to a degree level, MQA accreditation. That's why you have to take these MPU papers. So this is the overall. You will take 9 plus 5, 14 papers lah, but actually 9 papers for ACCA and 5 MPU papers. Duration will take up to 2.5 to 3 years. It depends on your exemption. Okay, 5 to 6 semesters. So our study plan for INTEC full time, you will take 2 ACCA subjects per semesters and 1 MPU subject. You got 5, right? You got 5 semester. Every sem 1 MPU only. And sir, how is the class in INTEC? Just to share to you, high contact hours. 9 hours per subject. Every day will be your class. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Total up will be 9 hours per subject. If you take 2 ACCA subject, that means 18 hours. 9 hours plus 9 hours. That means we want to equip you with all the skills of tutorial. We give you a lot of tutorial. We coach you. We'll train you along this full-time class. I'm referring to full-time, everyday class and 9 hours per subject. If you take 2 ACCA subject per sem, so it is 18 hours. But don't worry, for MPU, it's 2 to 3 hours only per subject. ACCA will be 9 hours per subject. Okay, for degree students, you will go straight to a professional level. All right, SBR, SBL, and 2 options. And for degree students from UiTM, you don't need to take MPU papers. Okay, you've been exempted. Due to you have to take the MPU during your degree. So because our ACCA is equivalent to degree, so this MPU you have been exempted. So you only focus on the 4 ACCA papers, and it takes 1 year only for degree students. If you pass first attempt for both, because every semester you will take 2 subjects, right? 2 plus 2, that means you can graduate it in 1 year, inshallah. So this is for full time. If you decided to continue full time after you completed your degree program or after you completed your diploma program. Okay. Next, for modular courses, this is for weekend class. This is suitable for those that degree students. Remember, I mentioned to you that if you can register ACCA parallel your degree, maybe during your internship and so on, or maybe after degree you want to work while studying, so you can take the weekend class. So we only offer, as for now, we offer strategic professional, SBR, SBL, and 2 option papers. And how is the plan is you can only take 1 ACCA subject per semester for modular courses. This is because all the subject we run on Saturday. Okay, we take 1 subject because we know you have to focus your work and so on. So the session will be for full time 9 hours per week per subject for 13 to 14 weeks. But for modular classes, weekend class, the session will be 12 session on weekend only. Total 60 hours class, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That means 12 Saturdays. All right. So 1,004 including books, and the duration will be 6 months per subject. That means maximum you graduated for this professional paper will be 2 years. If you take full time, 1 year, 6 months, 2 papers. But for modular weekend class, it's 1 ACCA subject only per semester. You have 4 semesters to complete. Okay. From this modular class, I try to embed for those in the final year students for degree in UiTM. I believe in your semester 6 or semester 7, semester 7 or semester 8 during your internship. So you can start to register ACCA classes and exam. Take first paper, SBR, Strategic Business Reporting. After you graduated from your ITM, so you can have the choice. Either you want to continue modular class, or you want to finish up the remaining paper during your full-time programs. If you take modular after you graduated, it takes like 1.5 years only because you got remaining 3 papers, 1 paper per sem. Or you can take full-time program, still 1 year. That means the first sem you will take 2 paper, the another sem only 1 paper. Why 1? Because you have take 1 paper during your degree. So this is suitable for those want to register during SEM 8 and SEM 7. If we have students that come to us that SEM 4 and SEM 5, he said you want to register modular class with your INTEC. I'm very sorry. If you want to register for the particular ACCA classes during semester 5, you can register with UiTM. But this, for the beginning, later Puan Putih will explain to you, Puan Putih from UiTM Shah Alam will explain, that is only applicable for UiTM Puncak Alam, the parallel programs. UiTM degree plus ACCA semester 5, that program start with UiTM Puncak Alam. They just launched a program. I believe in the future they will expand it to other campuses. Okay, so if other campuses feel that I want to start at semester 5, possible maybe you can ask INTEC. We will see how is it. But for now, this modular class, weekend class for degree students, we are focusing on the internship students. Okay, so after graduated, you have the choice to continue as a weekend class, or you want to continue as a weekdays class. So for degree students, if you don't want to continue ACCA, you have another option. You also can continue ICW. But ICW don't have ICW. You only can continue after you complete your degree. Okay, so you will take your professional levels 1.5 years full time at INTEC. We only offer full time. We don't have any modular class for ICW. So we have 6 professional exam papers. Once you have complete, you can start work for 3 years while studying. Okay, and you have to take 3 papers: case studies, corporate and strategic business management. Advanced level you will take during your industry attachment, that means you start work 3 years. After you complete the advanced level, you will certify and you can be the chartered accountant because you have the 3 years working experience. For MPU, this is for CFAP group. That means from certificate level, then they have to take. But for degree, you don't need to take MPU. So the duration, as you can see here now, is 4.5 to 5 years. Why up to 5 years? Why up to 9 semesters? You only can be certified, and INTEC can only issue certificate of completion after you complete the 3 years working experience as well. It's including the 3 years working experience. This is for ICW program at INTEC. So now I have explained what is ACCA all about, what subject that you will take. Either you want to take full time, either you want to take modular. For accelerate students, you have the choice to choose modular. Start your journey. Okay, how you want to register INTEC? So I pass this to Puan Nosmawati from marketing department to explain the process of registration.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Cik Arif. Cik Arif, can you disable your screen sharing?
Okay, terima kasih Encik Arif atas penerangan yang amat jelas sekali. Saya yakin dengan penerangan-penerangan yang diberikan sebentar tadi, para pelajar telah mampu membuat penilaian dan seterusnya mengambil langkah yang bijak dalam menentukan masa depan pengajian bagi membina kejayaan masing-masing. Kami berikan sedikit.
Amar belum lagi habis Amar.
Encik Amar, saya ingin sharekan sekejap untuk sharing screen sekejap Encik Amar. Okey. Untuk student yang ingin memohon kemasukan ke program INTEC, either you are watching from YouTube ataupun from FB Live INTEC, easy ways for us to get you join us. Okay, firstly, what you have to do is you click our URL. Okay, nampak kat sini kan? sims.intec.edu.my/admission. Okay, first thing you have to do, kalau you haven't applied with INTEC, ada 2 option kat sini, new application and update application. Could be yang attend this session dah pernah memohon before this, you tak perlu buat permohonan baru. What you have to do is you have to key in your IC number and then you just click update application. But for some of student yang baru dengar briefing hari ni and baru tahu INTEC offer program professional and you would like to enroll in our program, you just click new application. Okay, click new application. And then you can choose from INTEC 2021 July or INTEC 2021 September. But for final year student untuk UiTM, it is advisable for you to start apply for September intake sebab you haven't complete your exam. Most probably by August akan you habis belajar. Even though you haven't go for your convocation, you boleh mohon untuk sama belajar dekat INTEC as long as you have completed your studies. That's for kalau you nak apply untuk permohonan kemasukan ke INTEC secara sepenuh masa full time. Remember tadi Encik Arif mention that you have to route. Aliran pertama is full time, which is you have to apply from here, and aliran kedua is you are doing it secara part time ataupun modular. Okay, the one that I showed here is the application untuk full time. You just click September 2021 intake. Okay, then first thing you need to do is you have to make sure you key in your correct name as per IC. Masukkan nama penuh, bukan nama panggilan. Contohnya nama you Adriana Sofia, jangan masukkan Adriana Sofia saja. Masukkan Adriana Sofia binti apa-apa. Then you have to key in your IC number, your phone number, then your email. IC, name, phone number and email must be accurate because this is the one yang kita akan generate dalam your offer letter, and sama juga bila kita nak blast the result, the application result, will be using your phone number and email. Make sure you key in correctly. And then you just need to choose preferred program. Okay, katakanlah you nak masuk program ACCA, then you just click ACCA. Put your first option and the second option program sama pun tak ada masalah. If you just key in the first option as ACCA pun tak ada masalah. Then fill non-science, specific, no major, study mode, okay, full time. Okay, then you submit. First page, we have another 2 pages untuk screen untuk completekan the application. Okay, other than that, sebenarnya selain daripada student memohon untuk kemasukan ke INTEC, we have few discount and option for the student untuk bantu yuran pengajian and juga untuk bantu dari segi bantuan kewangan for further studies at INTEC. Okay, I'm sharing here the discount.
Can I share the screen? This is the whole slide.
Boleh. Cik Ali tolong sharekan screen because you have the slide ready with you.
Yeah.
Okay, screen yang 41 Cik Arif. Slide 41. Okay, good news for student, tak kisah daripada UiTM ataupun daripada INTEC itself. When you register with us, you can enjoy this discount. Pertamanya is staff discount. So say for example, if your parent ataupun parent lah kot, mak ayah, penjaga tak boleh, kalau kakak tak boleh. Tetapi mak ayah, kalau staff UiTM, because I aware some of UiTM student ramainya daripada anak staff juga. If your parent is staff UiTM, you can get staff discount about 20% discount from tuition fees on the first semester. If you are our alumni, this is special for your INTEC student. Kalau pernah belajar CAT ataupun any program dekat INTEC, contohnya diploma accounting dekat INTEC, then you wanted to further study ACCA, then you will get alumni discount. And we have another one is early bird rebate. Early bird rebate ni adalah, okay, maaf saya lupa, saya tak buat video. Sorry. Okay, early bird rebate ni, okay, early bird rebate ini adalah untuk pelajar yang telah membuat bayaran pengesahan RM500 semasa kami buat open day, and then pelajar boleh enjoy RM1,000 rebate, boleh dapat pengecualian bayaran RM1,000 kalau dah buat early bird rebate. And top scorer discount. Top scorer discount so far tak ada sebab kita kira untuk lepasan SPM saja. Even though you have passed your diploma ataupun your degree, it's not included in top scorer discount. So apa yang pelajar UiTM can enjoy could be the staff discount if you have parent yang working at UiTM. Another one is early bird rebate kalau you secure your payment during our open day program. Okay, that one is for the new student for you to enjoy based on certain category. But then whoever yang register at INTEC this year, they will get some discount for the initial subscription and annual subscription fees for ACCA professional fees. Student must remember, when you enroll at ACCA program, you have to pay the additional fees for professional fees. Ingat tak yang Cik Putih sebut tadi, Puan Putih sebut tadi, student kena bayar exemption untuk dapatkan pengecualian subjek, student kena bayar initial registration. That's the requirement for professional program. Tetapi for INTEC, we have discount around RM800 yang you boleh waive from that initial registration and annual subscription. And student juga, kalau you excellent for that particular semester, say for example, for semester 1, you have passed certain criteria that we set for academic excellence rebate. The following semester, you will get another rebate untuk you reduce your tuition fees. Okay, clear untuk the discount and rebate. Kalau tak clear, later on at the end of the session, saya akan berikan nombor telefon our education counselor for you to get engaged with them and get more clearer picture on how to enroll at INTEC. Okay, the next slide, Cik Arif. Okay, another collaboration and funding aids that student can have when you decided to enroll at INTEC. We have Yayasan Peneraju top up funding whereby katakanlah you will get you tak dapat any sponsorship but you apply for PTPTN ataupun for any education loan, then you can apply another sponsorship dipanggil Yayasan Peneraju top up funding. This one dia tak akan pay the funding 100% but dia akan top up certain amount that you can reduce your cost in terms of not paying to INTEC. Tetapi for the professional fees, dia akan cover 100%. Alright, another one, if you are diploma graduate ataupun degree graduate yang akan sambung belajar at INTEC, we can assist you to get sponsorship from INTEC. From INTEC, they will give the sponsorship untuk post diploma and post degree, but the requirement is you have to further study full time because dia akan cover for your tuition fees and also professional fees. In fact, some of the sponsor akan cover juga untuk accommodation. So my advice, katakanlah you think that you nak apply loan ke whatsoever, but since this year we have a lot of allocation for sponsorship, you don't have to wait for the next year. You dah complete your study by August, terus buat permohonan and then we can guide you on how to get this sponsorship. Other than YPPB and MyPad, student can also apply from Yayasan Negeri. For example, katakanlah you daripada Kelantan, you boleh apply from Yayasan Negeri Kelantan. Ataupun daripada Terengganu, you boleh apply from Yayasan Negeri Terengganu. Banyak Yayasan Negeri yang sponsor the student to our college. Sama juga macam Yayasan Telekom Malaysia, they sponsor some student under professional program. But katakanlah tak dapat juga yayasan ataupun MyPack ataupun Yayasan Peneraju ataupun any financial aid, sama ada pelajar boleh buat education loan from the bank. Sekarang ni banyak bank yang dah buat education loan. In fact, I myself pun masa I nak sambung master the other day, beberapa tahun yang lepas lah, I applied from Bank Rakyat. I applied education loan from Bank Rakyat. Alhamdulillah dah selesai bayar dah. Tetapi banyak sedikit lah you nak bayar compared to PTPTN. But then again, for those yang ada ibu bapa bekerja dekat private sector, you can discuss with your parent sama ada mereka boleh keluarkan duit PTPTN pula, duit EPF mereka untuk biaya your tuition fee. Alright. Tetapi dekat UiTM pun ada some sponsorship juga. I believe Puan Putih dah explain just now. It's just that it's up to you sama ada you decide nak sambung belajar dekat INTEC ataupun dekat UiTM. Tetapi again, when Cik Arif mention just now, for INTEC at UiTM, kita ada upcoming INTEC for September and the upcoming one is January. Tetapi if you want to wait for UiTM, you have to wait until January, then you can apply. My suggestion, if you have the booster dan dah rasa semangat nak belajar, jangan tunggu sehingga tahun depan. Because you know, kalau you dah mohon sekarang, for degree graduates, for example, you just need to spend one year sahaja untuk complete your professional program. Kalau you tunggu untuk belajar tahun depan, you have to wait another 1 year lagi. Tetapi kalau you dah sambung belajar, terus enroll masa September nanti, you dah save a lot, dah save beberapa bulan. Next year you dah complete your SCCA. Kalau tak, you kena tunggu the following year baru you nak complete your SCCA. Dan paling penting kena ingat, because you nak get the sponsorship. This year banyak company yang offer sponsorship, then you have to grab that. Kalau you nak bekerja tahun ni pun, I know some of the student, they are very eager after habis belajar diploma atau degree terus nak belajar, tak sabar nak earn money kan. But now dengan keadaan COVID sekarang, not many company yang able to employ new graduate, terutamanya lah. In fact, yang dah bekerja pun struggle untuk cari bekerja. Jadi daripada you wasting time looking for a job, better you focus untuk tambahkan satu lagi tahun ataupun 2 tahun, sambung professional program. By the time you graduated, ekonomi kita dah insyaAllah dah stable balik after COVID, and then you can demand some salary daripada higher sedikit lah berbanding dengan rakan-rakan yang ada degree sahaja, because you have your additional SCCA qualification. Remember satu lagi yang Cik Arif sebut tadi, we have another credential. Cik Arif, can you open the slide? The one yang we mentioned tadi, if you further study at INTEC, you will get another credentials. Okay, I just nak recap again for this one. Okay, in current situation, for us as an employer, macam saya sendiri pun, normally kalau I nak get the new candidate untuk join me in my team, I akan tanya what skill that you have that you can assist us during your employment. So other than your degree ataupun your diploma, definitely as an employer, we are looking for those yang dah ada additional skill. That's why for the SCCA graduate, apa yang INTEC buat for our student, we equip you with additional skill whereby you can have your additional skill for financial spreadsheet, for advanced presentation, for online collaboration and cyber security. Nak compare you dengan another graduate dekat universiti lain, they can provide you SCCA sijil sahaja. But at INTEC, when you graduated from INTEC, you have another 4 credentials. You akan dapat another 4 credential untuk digital certification under financial spreadsheet, advanced presentation, online collaboration and cyber security. Why these 4 module? Simply because apa yang you akan bekerja dekat big firm nanti, dekat audit firm nanti, you akan apply your skill for financial spreadsheet because you nak kena analyze data. And then when you do some auditing to the company, of course you kena buat presentation, you kena provide presentation and findings, apa yang you dah buat auditing, then macam mana you nak develop your result, nak table your result is doing presentation tadi lah. That's why kita bagi student ada skill advanced presentation. Then macam mana you nak storage your data, that's why kita ada data collaboration sampailah ke cyber security. Ini adalah elemen-elemen yang penting untuk pelajar dan graduate ada nanti. That's why when we do collaboration with UiTM, INTEC pun sama dengan UiTM, kita akan equipkan semua pelajar profesional dengan this skill. So you tak payah pilih lagi nak belajar kat mana, sama ada 2 tempat saja bagi saya yang you rasa you patut consider is UiTM ataupun INTEC. Because by the time you graduate, again you akan dapat SCCA certificate dan you akan dapat additional cert. Okay, alright. Okay, I hope this one student clear. Kenapa kita masukkan elemen additional credential untuk pelajar-pelajar SCCA nanti. Alright. Okay, should you have any other question, boleh ask us later. I pass over the session to Cik Amar. Cik Amar, over to you.
Okay, terima kasih Puan Wati. Okay, sekarang kita rasa kami berikan sedikit masa untuk para pelajar jika ada sebarang pertanyaan yang akan dijawab terus oleh UiTM dan INTEC. Pelajar boleh majukan soalan di chat box atau onkan mikrofon anda.
Okay, I just want to add something for UiTM students. Okay, saya tahu you all belum decide lagi. Belum tahu nak decide supaya either should I proceed ACCA during degree ke tak. Okay, actually macam ni, my advice to all degree students, okay, those yang dah semester 4 dan 5, remember tadi Puan Putih, maybe you can add as well. This journey. Starting semester 5, you can start to enroll lah with UiTM to enter to ACCA classes. But this is applicable for UiTM Puncak Alam. Okay. But if you are in internship in semester 7 or semester 8, you can start your ACCA journey. But ada student kata tak apalah, nak sambung belajar nantilah, ambil ACCA nantilah lepas degree. Okay, tak apa. If you feel that you tak boleh bawa the ACCA during your degree, parallel your degree, no issue. But you still have to register for this accelerate. My advice, you must take the form and register before you graduated. Because kalau lepas dah habis, you nak register accelerate tak boleh. Daftar accelerate, then after that you decide. Either you want to take the classes now or you want to take the classes after your degree. Boleh. That means tak semestinya daftar accelerate, kena masuk kelas sekarang juga. You tunggu your degree habis, then after that you nak sambung with INTEC or UiTM like modular class ke ataupun full time class, boleh. Kenapa I advise to all UiTM students, degree student especially, please register this accelerate. Ramai yang tak register accelerate, dia dah rugi banyak the benefit of this accelerate. Once you register, I give a scenario to you. One students complete their degree, then they baru nak register ACCA, they have to pay 89 pounds. It's almost 500, I guess, times 5 kan? Almost like 500 plus. And then you have to pay for the subscription fees at that particular year, 112. And almost 900 pounds in total. Almost 5,000, 6,000 you have to pay. And you cannot register for exam. You cannot register for exam kalau you didn't pay for the exemption fees. You must pay all and then you can take the final exam. If you register ACCA after your degree. However, if you register during you are still active as a degree student now in UiTM before you complete your degree, if you register, you only register 20 pounds, which is a accelerate fees. Registration 20 pound, 120 plus minus currency rate, 120. Lepas tu subscription fees waive until you graduated, tak perlu bayar. Yang paling I rasa nikmat, I rasa yang kenapa ramai degree student tak sambung ACCA, satu, sebab tak mampu untuk membayarkan exemption fee yang sampai 900 pounds, equivalent like 5,000 plus. Tak ada duit nak bayar exemption. So how you want to proceed dengan exam? Itu yang buatkan ramai tersangkut niat nak sambung belajar. However, when it comes to this accelerate, you can get discount for this exemption fees. Only 200 from 900 now 225 pounds plus minus 1,002. Tapi saya still tak ada duit, sir. Don't worry. Not only discount, you only pay the exemption fees 1 year after you graduate. Tapi sir, kalau kita bayar 1 year after graduate, maksudnya exam boleh ambil. Itulah kelebihan accelerate. You boleh ambil exam ACCA, bayar exemption tu after 1 year after you dah graduate. That means during the 1 year yang tak bayar tu, you able to register for the ACCA exam. Itu yang rasa benefit sangat. Compare dengan orang yang register ACCA after degree. Okay, after degree baru nak tekan ACCA, register semua, you kena bayar the full exemption, baru you can go through all the process. So please register first the accelerate, then after that you decide either you want classes on internship or you can take the classes after your degree. The important aspect here now, please register this accelerate to entitled to get the benefit of this. So at least bila you habis degree, tak adalah ralat tu datang. Oh, I can't pay, I can register because I have no money to pay the exemption. Because once you have registered accelerate, after degree, lepas you dah habis, mungkin after few months, you dah keluar result, you nak daftar dengan INTEC, October INTEC example. You can able to register October INTEC with INTEC. Although you have finished August, tak bayar lagi exemption, tak ada issue because you only can pay the exemption 1 year after you graduate. So you must register the accelerate and you can get the form from UiTM mentioned just now, from KPP order, coordinator of each campuses. Alright. So I give the form, I bagi contoh form kat you all sekejap. So this is the form. You must request the form, accelerate eligibility letter, UiTM Bachelor of Accountancy, but please alert, every batch have a different letter. This letter is for those that graduate on October 2021. If you graduated, I can say completed lah. Okay. If your final exam is on August and then result keluar bulan 9, can consider lah. Ini bukan hari graduate Ni hari you complete. Bila result keluar ada kataan completion. So bila you complete on October 2021, so you use this form. Kalau macam you complete 2022, so you are using a different form. Tapi bentuk samalah, tapi detail ni dia dah set sebab a different code. Accelerate code yang ni untuk graduation yang ni. So kita isi. Kita minta sign daripada KPP dengan coordinator. Once dah sign, form ni lah you kena upload nanti. Which is, saya ada akan share registration guide. Nampak? Macam mana nak daftar Accelerate ni. Then I will share it in the chat now. After this, I will share kat chat. So nanti you kena upload form ni selepas dah minta sign by KPP or coordinator. Tapi form ni untuk 2021. Bagi tahu bila you expected to complete. If you complete 2022, ambil form yang 2022. So please submit because you want to entitle with all the benefit that I believe. Okay, with all the benefit yang patutnya you boleh dapat. Sayang kalau tak ambil benefit ni. Nak tunggu register after degree. So I think the first step is for you get the accelerate. Then after that you decide either you want to register classes now during the degree or you can start to register the classes after your degree. That means tapi tak boleh lah tunggu habis degree tu cakap tak apalah tunggulah lagi setahun. Tak boleh lah sebab you kena bayar exemption tu 1 year kan. So dengan niat you have the time for you to proceed with all this ACCA paper. So get the benefit. So proses dia macam ni lah. Get the letter and then you upload with the payment. £20 only. Exemption dapat defer, tak payah bayar dulu. Ini yang best lah sebenarnya. Bukan saja defer 1 year. Lepas tu 1 year tu hanya bayar 225 je. Tetapi I ingatkan after 1 year kalau you tak bayar exemption fees ni terbatal. Dia akan jadi asal balik. So I think the best is you have time. I believe you have time to go through the process. Okay. So this is accelerate lah. Puan Putih, kalau those from cawangan yang lain nak join for semester 5, okay, just to share you Puan Putih. For those from cawangan lain, for now, SEM 5 tu hanya applicable for Puncak Alam. Tapi cawangan lain, if you nak join the ACCA classes and so on, you can register yourself. It's like a independent punya registration. You registered and then you can join our modular classes or your ITM classes as well. Tapi for those yang SEM 7 dengan SEM 8, you can join our modular classes lah. You can start our class. So my advice, I think the best plan for you all, for degree students yang final year especially, start to take one paper. You have to start. At least you have the remaining pun tinggal 1.5 je. So after that you can focus lah for your career. Alright, itu saja I nak tekankan on the accelerate for your ITM students. Anything Puan Putih you nak add before I pass to the MC?
No, Cik Arif, but I think you have another question there.
Okay, tak apa, I pass to Amar dulu. Amar, is it Q&A session now?
Sementara tu mungkin saya boleh add juga sebab kita sebenarnya sedang live juga di YouTube daripada UiTM Cawangan Sabah dan juga kita sedang live di Facebook INTEC. Untuk mereka yang melihat live di YouTube daripada UiTM Sabah, boleh postkan soalan di chat box di ruangan komen dekat YouTube berkenaan. Saya akan cuba tengok jika ada soalan dan saya akan cuba jawab terus. So that you akan dapat hands on terus jawapan daripada kami. Saya akan cuba bantu. Saya tengah tengok YouTube sekarang ni ada 41 orang yang tengah view dan jika ada soalan selain daripada kontak pegawai kami nanti boleh terus majukan soalan dekat ruangan chat box tu. Saya akan baca dan saya cuba bantu untuk jawab soalan. Okey, saya mula kepada MC.
Okay, Puan Siti Syamsia, is there anything you want to add on the accelerate? Puan Siti?
No.
Oh, okay. Yang expiry date ni maksudnya
apa? About the expiry date of the PAC. They only have one year time after graduation.
Betul.
Apply for ACCA.
Correct. Bukan untuk complete ACCA tau.
Bukan
Untuk
soalan dah.
the expiry date actually is more on like you have to pay the exemption lah in 1 year after graduate. Bukan kata kena complete ACCA 1 year, tak.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I ada satu soalan di Facebook yang ni saya serahkan pada Puan Putih, is for UiTM. Ni Facebook live punya question. Is it available from Nur Amira? Is it available for semester 5 students for ACCA registration? Maybe you can clarify dari segi Puncak Alam dan Cawangan ni, sebab I tengok ada question from Cawangan lah sebenarnya, Puan Putih.
Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, so basically for the accelerate registration, at present, what we have is for semester, the semester 5 registration is only for the students under the professional pathway. Okay, and for all other students, it is semester 8 students. Okay, but I think I will share soon a accelerate form request. Okay, so and I will ask there what part you are from. Okay, so from there we'll get back to you on how to register for the ACCA accelerate with UiTM.
So if students want to opt for professional pathways, it's only applicable for Puncak Alam only, correct?
Yes, currently at Puncak Alam, yes.
Yeah, okay. But if the students said that if they want to register for semester 5 from other campuses, they can do, right? They can apply for classes at INTEC, their own personal effort, correct?
We remember we said if other students the
Campuses.
ACCA studies will start at their last semester during their practical.
Yeah, okay. All right. So okay, that is from your ITM. For those that from campuses, the advice, the best is you start at the final year lah. All right. For professional pathway, only can start at semester 5. Okay. Nazrin asked for Puan Putih, ACCA Accelerate pun senang dapat sponsorship ke sir? Dia tanya. From Nazrin.
Yeah, okay, so for the sponsorship is the same thing like from UiTM. What we shared just now was we have sponsors from Mara, from PTPTN, as well as Yayasan Peneraju. So whether you registered from the conventional route or as an accelerate student, if you are entitled, if you meet the sponsors requirements, you can apply for the sponsorship with their respective sponsor.
Okay, all right. As for now, for INTEC, we don't have any sponsorship for accelerate classes. That means no sponsorship. But I think for UiTM, accelerate have a sponsorship, right? For the professional pathway, Putih?
Because if you enter as a full-time student, so the sponsors will take it as you're applying for scholarship under the full-time status. So if you're eligible, then it is available.
Okay. Okay, Ami tanya, if you apply during our internship, okay, is it face-to-face class or online class during weekend? Okay, Ami, as for now, the classes will be online through Zoom because INTEC are using Zoom as an official platform for classes. Okay, due to this MCO and so on, we still maintain the online classes. Okay, so no need to worry in terms of maybe you are at Johor now, maybe you at Pahang, Ami. But although you work at the different state, you still able to go through the ACCA classes because our modular class in INTEC weekend class will be online classes. Okay, through Zoom. Okay, okay, welcome Nazrin. I'm not sure from Sabah punya YouTube, is there any questions? I cannot see the question.
So far tak ada. Saya tengok tak ada dekat room ni.
So is there any other questions from UiTM students on ACCA?
Okay.
Not only students lah, any question from KPP or students, you know, you can ask.
Okay. Sementara tu Cik Amar, ada lagi ke student kena isi apa-apa Cik Amar?
Pelajar diminta untuk mengisi borang balas peserta seperti di link tertera di chat box.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, good morning. I'm from UiTM Sabah. I have a question. If I were to graduated from diploma, what is the limit max of gap years before I apply say INTEC DIA fast track from YouTube? Oh, okay, sorry, from YouTube question, Pamati. If I were to graduated from diploma, what is the limit of max of gap years before I apply for say INTEC DIA fast track? Putih, do you understand?
Adakah ini bermaksud pelajar ingin memohon diploma in accounting UiTM, INTEC, sorry.
Puan Samsia, can you maybe Puan Samsia boleh explain in terms of what the understanding of the student's question? I didn't get it actually. Puan Siti?
Ataupun saya rasa mungkin soalan pelajar, sebab pelajar ni dimaklumkan adalah pelajar, if I were to graduate from diploma, maksudnya pelajar adalah pelajar diploma, akan tamat diploma accounting dekat UiTM Sabah, dan mungkin pelajar masukkan nak sambung ACCA di INTEC, bukan di IA. Saya rasa mungkin nak sambung ACCA di INTEC kalau saya punya pemahaman saya lah. Okay, from that question, kalau pelajar dah tamat diploma accounting di UiTM Sabah ataupun any diploma student, tak semestinya Sabah, could be yang mendengar sekarang adalah pelajar diploma daripada UiTM Johor, daripada UiTM Kedah, daripada UiTM Terengganu, UiTM Kelantan ataupun mana-mana UiTM yang sedang menyambung diploma in accounting. Right after you have completed the diploma, you can straight away mohon untuk masuk ke program ACCA di INTEC. Macam saya sebut tadi, diploma graduate and degree graduate ada high chances untuk dapat sponsorship for MyPack because mereka hanya perlukan dalam 2 hingga 2 tahun setengah saja untuk completekan ACCA. So pelajar kalau nak apply, boleh isi terus borang permohonan seperti yang saya tunjukkan sebentar tadi, yang dekat skrin saya tunjuk registration daripada INTEC tadi. Otherwise, kalau you tak boleh isi lagi sekarang, you can drop your feedback form di borang maklum balas peserta yang we have tulis di chat box, dan kita akan contact pelajar untuk satu lagi sesi bersama dengan sponsor. Okey, saya harap saya dapat jawab soalan pelajar tadi untuk sambung belajar ACCA di INTEC bagi lepasan diploma accounting di UiTM.
What is the minimum CGPA for degree to continue ACCA? What I mean, after they complete the degree for UiTM, can I know the CGPA to continue the ACCA at UiTM?
Okay, one moment, yeah. Okay, so for our lepasan, for bachelor students, the minimum CGPA is 2.75 to proceed with your ACCA at UiTM.
Okay, for degree students, for INTEC, our minimum requirement will be 2.5 and above. Degree students 2.5, but for diploma, for those diploma that want to continue ACCA full-time, I'm referring to full-time. For degree students, to continue full-time with INTEC, 2.5. For diploma, if you want to continue ACCA full-time, is 3.0, 3-pointer. Okay. However, if you still want to continue ACCA, for diploma students, if you still want to continue ACCA, subject to our INTEC approval as well, if we offer a modular class for fundamental. Because for now, for the modular class, weekend class, you only focus on professional level. If we open for fundamental, you can see our update through the website or our Facebook lah. If we open classes for fundamental papers for diploma, because diploma you have to take from fundamental, then you can go to professional. So there is a difference lah. For UiTM is 2.75 and for INTEC degree is 2.5. Is there any other questions? From campuses, is there any other questions, students?
Okay, kalau pelajar nak reservekan soalan, mungkin tak nak tanya lagi kat sini ataupun any other question lain, Cik Amal mungkin boleh tunjukkan skrin yang pegawai untuk dihubungi if you have any other question later on. Okay. Ada satu skrin, okay. Pastikan sebelum pelajar leave di session, isi dulu borang maklum balas supaya nanti kita boleh panggil pelajar-pelajar yang dah mengisi borang maklum balas ni untuk ada satu lagi sesi dengan penaja yang mana pelajar boleh dapatkan detail tentang permohonan tajaan dan insya-Allah kalau semuanya lepas dah boleh sambung dah ke program INTEC pada September nanti. Jadi pastikan anda isi borang maklum balas supaya kita boleh tahu siapa yang betul-betul berminat untuk dapatkan tajaan dan belajar di INTEC pada sesi September nanti.
Puan Wati, one of the question in Facebook now, di Facebook tiada Google Form borang maklum balas peserta.
Oh okey, alright. Kita akan letakkan borang maklum balas peserta sekarang. Cuma Puan Syida boleh masukkan borang maklum balas peserta sebab saya tak boleh nak letakkan. Sekejap ya. Saya boleh. Kita akan letakkan borang maklum balas peserta dekat Facebook sekejap lagi ya. Okey, Puan Syida tolong bantu saya masukkan dekat Facebook borang maklum balas peserta. Okey, ada soalan lain lagi. Jangan lupa isi borang maklum balas bagi membolehkan kami bantu pelajar yang betul-betul berminat untuk sambung ke sesi September nanti. Dengan syarat sesi September nanti telah tamat pengajian lah, especially untuk pelajar yang ingin dapatkan sponsorship. Tetapi kalau ingin enroll ke modular program pun tak ada masalah, kita akan bantu juga. Okey, kalau ikutkan sesi pada hari ini kita ada hampir 100 orang peserta tetapi dia berada di 3 lokasi berbeza. Di Zoom pun kita ada, di YouTube channel UiTM Sabah pun kita ada peserta dan di Facebook INTEC pun kita ada peserta. Cuma di Zoom ni dia telah berbahagi dengan beberapa kumpulan lah. Alright. Okey, Cik Ahmad.
Okey, dengan ini berakhirlah sesi taklimat kita pada hari ini. Terima kasih kepada semua peserta dan rujukan daripada UiTM dan INTEC yang telah menjayakan program kita pada pagi ini. Diharapkan kita dapat berjumpa lagi di masa hadapan, terutamanya dari hari pendaftaran pelajar baharu, program profesional di Fakulti Perekonomian UiTM ataupun di INTEC Education College. Sekian daripada saya, Muhammad Amar dan stay safe.
Okay. Terima kasih semua. Terima kasih pelajar.
Boleh off Facebook dulu ke? Saya nak, kalau boleh nak jumpa semua KPP. Off Facebook dulu ke? Boleh? Saya nak off Facebook.
Amal boleh tamatkan live dekat Facebook.
Recording stopped.
Dengan kat YouTube. Boleh off YouTube Sabah ke?
Puan Siti boleh maklumkan kepada